my children, my children, we will go live later on. But I've been sitting in the car for about half hour thinking, now what shall I do? Shall I go home on the route, get to the off license, get a couple of beers, or shall I get a couple of beers now? And shall I get a KFC to save eating later? I don't know. It's very difficult. But well, we're hoping to get a very large crowd tonight because obviously a lot of people haven't got anywhere to go because Rachel Music Man has been exposed as a pervert. And well, I'm afraid to say this isn't a family show. And the people are running for cover because they don't want to be associated with such filth and debauchery. And they had their suspicions. But you know what? You know, I'm not into cancelling anyone. I think it's her just desserts though, because tough decision. Yeah, it is her just desserts because I was thinking about it, and there's been a couple of moany minis out there saying, "Oh, you doing this? Why are you doing this to her?" And I'm thinking, well, hang on a minute, no, because she was always broadcasting the fact. In fact, for poor fit to be tie-dyed, he's been off the register for a little while. He's been a sick man. He got, he doesn't need this vinyl nerd shit, but from his deathbed, he came and he said that he was gratified and pleased. It was like Nelson at Trafalgar. They say he's dying in Hardy's arms, and Hardy says, "Is there anything you request, my lord?" And he said, "How goes the battle, Hardy?" And then Hardy says, "We've won." And then and then Nelson said something a bit gay, but I can understand under the circumstances. "Kiss me, Hardy." And then he flaked out. And this is what Fit to be Tie-Dyed did last night. It was wonderful. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. And I wish you a great recovery, Fit to be Tie-Dyed. I'm glad you saw this moment. Thank the messenger, though. Thank Paul Revere himself. Pre-code Mick. I know pre-code Mick has suffered a lot under this woman, and he's very glad. He's very happy now that his day is here. His day is here. And who would have thought, though, pre-code Mick? You have to let these people get on with it in the end, don't you? And not get bitter and twisted. But eventually, they attack each other, and this is what's happened this time. There are some strange goings on. There was an AGK going on. There was a John Winston Forrest Gump thing going on. I'm getting all kinds of Richard Dolan thing going on. Who knows? But the grass has done God's bidding. That's what you've got to remember. He was going to be there no matter what. He was, because she's been going on about, oh, if he says that P word or that N word. And I saw her the other night, I think this was the day she got cancelled. And, I flicked through the channels and I saw she was on. There was some hullabaloo about Winston Gimp not being there. And I don't know why. I don't know why he wasn't there. There's a mystery for starters. But at some point after I'd left, because I was there for 5 minutes, so boring, and there was the wax there, using the pathetic double entendres like he usually does. And I thought, nah, this is going nowhere. It was bullshit. But yet, at the back of my head, I thought, wouldn't it be funny if something goes wrong tonight? Because I noticed that she was drunk. She had been drinking, and she was a bit aggressive that night. And I thought, well, it's only a matter of time before she does one of her Red Indian moments and fucks everything up. And that's exactly what she's done. Somebody out there, and I think it's Balding Boomer, well, actually, he's one of the suspects. They couldn't take any more morality being dragged through the gutter like this. And I can understand that. Some people are good Christians out there. So anyway, listen, we're going to discuss this properly. What the repercussions are. Where are all these people hiding now? I bet the Waxed is watching this because he's got nowhere to fucking go. Have you, Waxed? Or you, Winchester? Hey, who's got to watch your fucking channel now? Hey, who'll even know of your existence? Hey, and Melinda, you'll have to find yourself a new girlfriend. That is not a female friend you want to be fucking associating with. Do you understand me? Hang on. There we go. I don't know where my lighter is, but it must be around somewhere. But I'm looking forward to I've decided on a KFC, but I'm also going to go to McDonald's to get a McFlurry afterwards because I can't help myself. Do you know what I mean? Oh, yes, here we go. Mm. Where's Richie Dolan? Tonight, too frightened, too chicken, to discuss Music Man's downfall. And guess what? Nobody wanted to go on his show last night. And the only person who did, who was blissfully unaware or was so wrapped up in her own fucking narcissistic ego that she came on the show just to blur about her fucking Sirius Radio. And you know what fucking made me laugh? Not only is she Annie Wilkes from Misery, I was going to say, do you like Misery from Please Please Me? But she wouldn't have understood because she would have said, what's that album? But anyway, she was on TV on Mr. Mayo's channel looking pretty horrific, like the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland, in fact. And all she was doing was wanging on about this, wanging on about that. And you know what? The more she talked, the more she landed herself right. Oh, and the head of Apple Records says he wanted to see me. Oh, come in, we want you. Would you mind doing a radio show for us for no money? And can you also go and review Paul McCartney gigs for us? You pay for yourself. All right. Oh, do I get an office in the Apple building in Los Angeles? No, you can broadcast. We've got a good idea from your own room. It was like a fucking, it was like revolutionaries chipping at a statue. You could just see the whole thing crumbling. And I thought, she's not even aware of what she's saying. She's just basically saying they're taking the piss out of her. They've probably got her linked up via satellite to a fucking unknown planet. And they said, well, apparently there's people living in the ground, and if you talk to them for hours and hours about the Beatles, then they'll come out the ground and make contact with the humans. And they said, and the astronauts have said, no, I'll tell you what, we don't fucking get paid for that. Even though Charlton Heston said on Planet of the Apes, you got a bit of back pain, so get rowing. And I thought, well, hang on a minute. You've just been really cruel to these blokes, and they've just woke up and they're like 3,000 years later or 300 years later. It's not nice. And then you start telling them, oh, I don't care where we are. You better get rowing. You got to earn your fucking money. Fuck the money. What about the supplies? What about this spacecraft crashing in the fucking water? Eh? Every man for himself. Fuck off, Charlton Heston. Take me to Taylor. Taylor. Nova. Yeah, me Tarzan and you Jane. Hey, Melinda. Me Tarzan and you Jane. Hey, listen, now that Music Man's gone, maybe you want to be friends with me, because I can put a wig on for you if you want. They call that role play where I come from. You know, we don't tolerate such behaviour. Well, we do actually. That's the problem. That's why the town council's full of pufters and these people wearing wigs and stuff. Oh, it makes you sick. I'd like to get in there with a horsewhip and whip, punish these people. Punish these people for being sick and twisted. When I see the little children in the street, when I'm talking about the white children, I feel so bad for their future with things like this going on. It's sick, twisted. I never had to put up with this in the 70s and 80s. You know, All you know, the Flasher Max had somewhere to go. They weren't on the street like they are these days. Anyway, mustn't grumble. So what we'll talk about later on then, as a special B movie for you, we'll talk about Caitlin. Oh, not me, my friend, not me. Never, never. So there we go. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go. I'm going to go home. I'm actually going to walk home because I've already been drinking in the car. So as soon as I get home, me and you, we'll all have a good laugh and we'll talk about the repercussions and the suspects. We'll go for each and every one of them. And if you're all welcome to interact with me in this terrible time. Did you know Mr. Mayo had 75 people watching him? And only Caitlin was fucking crazy enough to go out on the screen. Even Beans didn't go up. Even what's his face? Beans' twin brother. I forgot his name. He's so boring. Robert S. Yeah, Fred Rutherford. Robert S. Don't forget his name. Remember it for me anyway. Well, do you know what? This is the sad thing about Robert S. Because, do you know, I mean, if I was looking at a guy, he's not a bad looking fella. He's not a bad looking fella, but, you know, it's just a fucking blank window, isn't it? You know, it's sort of, the shutters are closed. Well, I'm not saying he's hiding anything, but I'm just saying he's just, you know, oh, hello, yeah, see you later, mate. You know, one of those sort of people. Yeah. I'm trying to put your thing on there. Oh, there we are. Well, this is it. Where will the perverts end up? Where will the wax go? Because I'll tell you the funniest thing about this, and this is she shouldn't. She's reporting this and she's reporting that when she couldn't even control her own channel, which is pretty disgusting. I think. I hope no young children was seeing what they were seeing. You know, imagine if that poor fella in the wheelchair tuned in and saw these filthy things going on. I mean, I can only imagine what they were talking about. It's probably something to do with that pervert with a bald head. I know it's very upsetting for all of us. It is. Yeah, yeah. But like I said, she deserves it. She brought it upon herself. And this should be a lesson to you because everybody out there, you want to get a smart ass. Mr. Invisible Ray don't make any money out of this, but I know Rachel was making money out of this. Now she's got to fucking start again. And you can say, oh, yeah. Well, that, you know, we could all start again. But I'll tell you what, if I was her, I'd be pretty fucking pissed off right now. But that can also happen to someone with 23,000 subscribers. What about you, Mr. Mayo, with your new give that man a fiver? You know what I mean? This is, you know, that's what I'm saying. When I've been having a go at you lot to leave people to get on with their own shit, and I've been getting all this backlash like fucking Glenn Kellaway and the like do, then you'll see what happened. And maybe some of you are sad because you've got nowhere to hang out tonight. And you know, I am sorry for you, but she brought it on herself. And this is an internal dispute between her and one of her regulars. And I know that much. Or one of her regular viewers who just thought, I can't deal with this. So, like I said, it can happen to any of us at any time. Really. It could. It could. But I think she was going slightly beyond the pale, you know. And then she had the audacity. There's a good word. She had the audacity to start speaking about Invisible Ray being a disgrace. I can fucking back up all of my prejudices and I can back up exactly what I've said. Don't you fucking try and catch me out there and don't you try and propagandize because look what you did. Look what you did. And I'll bet you if Michael knew about this, he'd be rejoicing. And I know Fit to be Toy-Dodge rejoicing. And I'm only just beginning to rejoice. I'm not here to fucking gloat on it, but, you know, because I'm not really one to hold grudges really that much. Not really, because there's always someone new to get fucked off about. But at the same time, you know, you're in the pits, music man. You've been God has acted. All right, we could put it that way. God has acted on you. And if you're listening now, and I'm sure you are, Music Man, we will be discussing as soon as I've had my delicious chicken and whatnot and everything. I will be strong enough and drunk enough to discuss to you about what now for Susie, what now for your Library of Alexandria. Because I'll tell you what, like I said, this be a warning to you, Kenny Loggins. Behave yourself and stop sending misinformation. Or somebody might say, I'm sick of that Kenny Loggins and I don't care about his 40-year Library of Alexandria. Fuck him. I'm going to say he's a racist. And, they're not always paying attention, these people in the YouTube. You know what I mean? You've got to be careful. But like I said, as John Milton said when he watched that man being hung in the years of Oliver Cromwell, he said, "There, but for the grace of God, go John Bunyan." Yes, exactly. There go John Bunyan, but for the grace of God. Remember that. Now I'm going to go and get my chicken, and I'm going to feed the world and feed myself and get some more drinks, and I'll be back in about say an hour and a half. Right, hour and a half. Give me a chance to have some chow and travel and oogle the ladies. So goodbye for now.